Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today. This one's going to be doing a review for The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon. This one's going to be doing another video going into some new footage for Daryl Dixon Season 3. They do this every Monday, I noticed, now leading into the Daryl Dixon return, which is like some new footage of Daryl Dixon, which is actually really cool because it, obviously gives us Walking Dead content to still kind of go on, through at least, once a week here and there, you get a little bit of new footage and stuff like that. So it is really good. I do appreciate Walking Dead for doing that, the AMC Walking Dead channel. Man, we got some really interesting footage here. So we've got Daryl and Carol, which, honestly, I really like the look of this because last week when we saw the footage of Julian, I was kind of just like, this is just random stuff. This I actually like, which is Daryl and Carol, by the looks of this, it gets really bad out there on the road. Like, it does. Like, they're, like, barely hanging on. Carol's head's, like, busted. They're, like, just, they got this thing over them. They're trying to just get out of there, you know what I mean? They're heading through mountains and stuff. I really hope that they actually go back to some realism with The Walking Dead here, because I think there's a chance. I would like to see Daryl and Carol at a point where they are dehydrated. They have no food, no water, no nothing. That would be cool, and I would like that, because it would show the realism of what traveling to place would actually be like. If you give me something like that, I will really enjoy that, because that's something we have not seen for a long, long time. So that's something that really did kind of intrigue me when I'm seeing some of these clips of them kind of stumbling around. Now, we also see a few clips of them. They run into this town, which this, Dutch Vanderlyn guy from frickin' Red Dead Redemption looking dude comes up to them. And, you got Daryl, he, points the gun towards them and stuff like that. I'm not 100% sure how relevant this town will be, but it seems like the mainstay for this season, you know what I'm saying, for the Spain location. So we'll have to see what that's all about. We got Daryl saying, let's just try to stay out of everybody's shit, you know what I mean? He hangs, the crossbow up and stuff like that, kind of moves out. And then you got, Melissa that kind of teases the idea, all that Daryl and Carol have is each other, you know what I mean? She's like, I'm like, yeah, they're not going to kill either of them off. It's the Daryl show, first of all, and they're not going to kill Carol in the Daryl Dixon show. I refuse to believe that. So, it's them trying to set up false tension, you know what I mean? They don't have much tension in this franchise anymore, you know what I mean? They got to build it where they can, I guess, I don't freaking know. But anyway, the footage looks good, man. It does. It looks really good. I like the look of it. I like the design of it. I think the overall, kind of just, aesthetic of it looks really good. I think the visuals are really fantastic, and I'm curious to see more of it. I think, what are we today, the 14th? And then Comic-Con's on the 25th. Yeah, we got one more of these, and then we're going to get the trailer for Season 3. Like I said, Daryl Dixon, I'm kind of just doing videos on this steadily. I'm not really doing, a bunch of discussion videos on it, just because I don't really feel like they've released too much, but again, I'm doing Walking Dead videos when I can, you know what I mean, for the Daryl show. Aside from that, I'm kind of just doing ranking videos and, videos on other TV shows, because, Walking Dead's kind of on the off season right now, you know what I mean, but I will say, I am looking forward to San Diego Comic-Con to see more footage of this season, and hopefully beyond. That's kind of my hope with it right now, is that there will be more footage than just Daryl Dixon, that there will be more footage to kind of go about, maybe for, well, not footage, but just, announcements for other things, you know what I mean? Because like I said, Daryl's a fun show, but I do think we need, bigger things in this franchise than just that. I think there's a lot of opportunities to do a lot of big things for The Walking Dead, for the brand of The Walking Dead, you know what I mean? I think there's so many different chances that they have, and I've really thought about a lot of opportunities that they could bring to this franchise, like a Clementine series, you know what I mean? A live action Telltale. I think there's a lot of different opportunities for The Walking Dead to do things that would make them really famous again. And I think that they really need to jump on those opportunities, but I don't know if they will, you know what I mean? So it's either we're just going to be rocking with Daryl for a good few more years, which, again, that's fine. I like Daryl, but I think they need something bigger, and I think they need something more massive, and I'm hoping that San Diego Comic-Con this year does bring that, because, these behind-the-scenes videos, they're cool, but they kind of make you realize, you're like, The Walking Dead doesn't really have that many big things going on, I feel like they need, a big thing happening, to really reignite the fire, you know what I mean, in the boots, for Walking Dead. But again, we'll have to see how big they go, if we go big at all.
Well, whoever buys that's a fucking idiot.
This literally could just be Walking Dead in retirement mode, which is just Daryl doing his thing until Norman says enough. It's hard to say.
God damn it.
So, we'll see. Spain looks good. I'm looking forward to seeing more of the survival, elements of Carol and Daryl out on the road. That's one thing I really hope that they delve into in this, and I think that's one thing that kind of gets me it kind of made me kind of be like, hey, wait a minute, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of this stuff just kind of looks like more randomness to me. But when I saw some of that, I was like, you know, that could be good. You know, one of my favorite elements of the early days of Walking Dead, one of my favorite episodes of the early days of The Walking Dead was season 5, episode 10, Them, which, if y'all don't recall that episode, that's the one where Rick's crew was out on the road and they were down to nothing, you know, until Aaron found them, if you guys remember that. I kind of would like to see that, you know, in the modern day Walking Dead, because we don't really focus on that type of stuff enough, which is, you know, just how difficult it is to survive in this world, you know? So I'm hoping that they kind of delve into that here. That would be cool. But again, we'll have to see. The writing for the modern day Walking Dead is not as complex as it was during season 5, episode 10, Them. You know what I mean? Unfortunately. So I'm curious to see if they will go into that, or if they'll just stumble around for a second or two and then they just run into this town. Probably that, unfortunately. But, you know, we'll have to see. We'll have to see kind of what they do. So let me know your thoughts. Post your comments down below, guys. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoy videos like this, be sure to click subscribe so you don't miss any of the videos. Make sure to follow me on Dan's Reviews Official on Instagram, guys. And of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos for The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon. Enjoy the rest of the day, guys, and peace out.
Born in the dark alleys, city of concrete. Dan's reviews blowing up, never taste defeat. Walking Dead dissected every plot twist beat. World gone mad, TV junkies hit a treat. Typing up scripts, marathon through the night. His opinions hit harder than a street fight scene. Every episode, brain sharper than a knife. He's the beacon of critique, shedding TV light.